Hi, and welcome to the Week 4 video lecture for ITP writing course. If you've looked at the writing outline on the portal, then you know that we're in this textbook again, and we're looking at pages 72 to 80. The main point of today's lecture is to help you write a well-organized concluding paragraph. So, looking first of all at page 72 and 73, it sets out what needs to go into a paragraph for it to be well-organized. And there are 2 points. One, you need to summarize the main points that you've made in the essay. And 2, you need to repeat your opinion or your thesis using new words. And that last point is very important. You must always use new words. You don't want to repeat the same words that you use in the introduction or in the body paragraphs. You're trying to use new words to show that your level of English is quite high. So, 2 things. Repeat your main ideas and repeat your opinion or your thesis statement. You see this example here. Again, we're looking at that example of being a bilingual essay. If you remember from week 2, we looked at the introduction, and week 3, we looked at the body paragraphs. Well, now we're looking at a conclusion paragraph for the idea of being bilingual is advantageous. You'll see here, this is very short. A conclusion only needs to be 2 or 3 sentences. This should be the shortest paragraph of your essay. But if you do not have a conclusion, you will get a very low mark. So it's important that you don't run out of time. If you're doing an entrance exam or if you're going to apply for university or something like that, it's important never to run out of time, never to run out of words. You must always make a conclusion. But it can be very simple, very short. Example. To sum up, the modern age requires people to trade and travel in new areas. If people can only speak one language, it will be problematic. Thus, it is advantageous to be bilingual. You'll see the first part, these first 2 sentences. These first 2 sentences are summarizing the main ideas that I've already made in body paragraph 1, 2, and 3. And the ideas, in case you haven't seen last week, the ideas were about trade, about traveling, and about the advantages for people who can speak more than one language. So, trade, travel, and the problem that people have if they can only speak one language. All 3 of those main points are now summarized in 2 sentences in the conclusion. Then we have to reintroduce the opinion statement. So thus, therefore, so clearly, hence, any of these words you can use to introduce your opinion. I'm using thus because I did not use it in the introduction and I didn't use it in last week's body paragraph. So thus it is advantageous to be bilingual. I come back to my essay. My essay is about the advantage of being bilingual. So, advantageous, helpful, useful, beneficial, advantageous. These are all different words that mean the same thing. If you turn to your textbook, you'll see on page 72 and 73, it walks you through how to write a good introduction. There are 4 different ways of writing an introduction on page 72. These are more advanced. If you're not confident in your writing skills, then please just keep it simple for now and focus on summarizing and repeating your opinion. But if you find that quite easy, then look at these 4 different suggestions on page 72 and try to practice 1 or 2 of these in your next 2 assignments. As you go through page 73, 74, you get to look at some example conclusions and write your own conclusion. And then as you go into page 75, 76, 77, you're going to be looking at outlining an essay. This is kind of review. When you're planning your essay, after you get your ideas, you have your main idea for body paragraph 1 and the examples, main idea for body paragraph 2 and the examples, main idea for body paragraph 3 and the examples, and what you're going to bring into the conclusion. If you outline, like they do on page 76, 77, before you start writing, it's going to help you to write a really well-structured essay. And then finally, onto pages 78, 79, just a little bit of review of everything that we've done in these last 3 weeks. If you have any questions, please ask me. If not, good luck. And please look out at the end of this week for review on your essays, on your practice 1 assignments. All of the feedback will be given to you before practice 2 opens. And it's great if you can look at the comments on those essays so that you do not make the same mistakes again. It's never a problem to make a mistake, but making the same mistakes every single week is just foolish. So we want to give you as much feedback as possible to help you stop making those mistakes. Good luck.